In a quiet village nestled between mountains, there was a young girl named Mia. Mia loved to paint, and her dream was to become a famous artist. She would spend hours with her paintbrush, creating beautiful pictures. But there was one problem. Mia wasn't confident in her work. She was always afraid that her paintings weren't good enough. Every time Mia finished a painting, she would hide it away, telling herself that it wasn't good enough to show to anyone. She saw other artists who were praised for their talent, and she compared herself to them. "I'll never be as good as them," she thought. "Why bother trying?" One day, while walking through the village, Mia met an elderly woman named Clara. Clara was known for her wisdom and had lived in the village for many years. She was always seen smiling and helping others. Seeing Mia's downcast expression, Clara approached her and asked, "Why do you look so sad, my dear?" Mia sighed and replied, "I love painting, but I'm not good enough. No one will ever like my work." Clara smiled gently. "Mia, let me tell you something. There is a special story about a small seed that grew into a mighty tree. Would you like to hear it?" Mia nodded, curious. Clara began. "Once, a gardener planted a tiny seed in the ground. Every day he watered it and cared for it, but for weeks nothing seemed to happen. The seed stayed in the ground, and the gardener began to doubt if it would ever grow. His neighbors told him to give up, but he refused. He believed in the seed's potential. One day, after many months, a small sprout appeared. Over time, the sprout grew into a strong tree with deep roots. It stood tall, providing shade and shelter for others. Clara looked at Mia and said, "Your art is like that seed. At first, it may seem like nothing is happening, and you may feel like giving up. But if you keep practicing and believing in yourself, your skills will grow, just like that tree." Mia's eyes brightened as she listened. "But how do I stop feeling so afraid of showing my work?" she asked. Clara nodded thoughtfully. "You need to take small steps. Start by painting for yourself, not for others. Don't worry about perfection. Just enjoy the process. Then, when you feel ready, share your work with one person, maybe a friend or family member. Their encouragement will help you build confidence." Mia decided to take Clara's advice to heart. She began to paint every day, not worrying about whether her work was perfect or not. She focused on enjoying the act of creating. Little by little, Mia started to feel more confident. She showed her paintings to her parents, and they loved them. Then, she shared her artwork with her friends, and they encouraged her too. Months passed, and Mia's confidence grew. Eventually, she held her first small art exhibition in the village. To her surprise, many people came to see her paintings, and they were impressed. They praised her for her talent, and Mia realized that her art was worth sharing with the world. Years later, Mia became a well-known artist, traveling to different places to showcase her work. When people asked her how she found success, she would always smile and say, "Success isn't about being perfect. It's about taking small steps and believing in yourself, even when it's hard." Mia's story spread far and wide, and many other aspiring artists were inspired by her journey. "Just like the seed," Mia would say, "with patience, persistence, and self-belief, you can grow into something beautiful." So, what small step will you take today to follow your dreams?